Which actors can you buy a night with?
And which artist is feeling slimy this week? Making Kent feel like Hollywood. This is the Blurb. Well, good evening. I'm the guy who knows too much about music, Rocco Grassi.
And I'm your astrology guide, Alex Thompson.
And the Blurb is getting ready to invest in some celebrity.
I'm really excited for today's episode.
Yes.
And well, starting off tonight, amidst the SAG and WGA strikes, celebrities are selling lifetime events, custom memorabilia, and never-released parts of film history. The proceeds are going to Free the Work, a nonprofit that is a global community of underrepresented creators changing the lens through which we look at diversity and inclusion in production, end quote. Some of these things for sale are costumes worn on sets of shows like The Bear, special Zoom sessions with shows like Bones and New Girl, or more personal things like Donald Glover sending you a personal letter, signed album, and scripts from his hit show Atlanta.
I love it.
Really cool stuff. Really cool.
Well, among all the Hollywood strikes, Drew Barrymore is another name among this in the hot seat. Barrymore was criticized for the decision to resume production on her show, The Drew Barrymore Show, and after a large amount of blowback for scabbing, she decided to fall back on the decision. She wanted to say, quote, "I have no words to express my deepest apologies to anyone I have hurt, and of course, to our incredible team who works on the show and has made it what it is today. We really tried to find our way forward, and I truly hope for a resolution for the entire industry very soon," end quote.
Wow. Well, Swifties, get ready to start decoding again, as Taylor Swift has released her first vault teaser for her upcoming re-record of 1989. A clip on Instagram posted by Taylor shows a vault door opening and various letters flying out. X, formerly known as Twitter, did not take long to start deciphering and flying out rumors. Fans are speculating that the first set of letters could be hinting at a potential Sabrina Carpenter collaboration on one of the tracks due to its reference to one of her songs, as well as the appearance as an opener for the Eras tour. There's also a rumor of a Nicki Minaj feature, as another puzzle answer was Sagittarius, a word that Nicki used in a quote reply on X responding to a Taylor Swift post. The search game can be found on Google, and with 89 puzzles, it's looking to be an interesting couple of hours.
I'm sure they've already solved all 89 of them at this point.
It'll be done before the show's over, for sure.
Absolutely. Well, Drake has decided to slam out Halle Berry recently after using a photo of her covered in slime. The photo comes from a Getty image taken at Nickelodeon's 25th Kids' Choice Awards and was used to promote his new single, Slime You Out, for his new album For All the Dogs coming out this Friday. Halle Berry recently posted a solid pink image with, quote, "Sometimes you have to be the bigger guy, even if you're a woman," end quote. On her Instagram, comments asked her if this was about Drake, and she responded to one comment that asked why she was upset with, quote, "'Cause he asked me and I said no, that's why. Why ask if you intend to do what you want to do? That was the F you to me, not cool. You get it?" End quote. And Drake has yet to publicly comment on the cover art, but the image remains on his profile.
Well, don't go anywhere, because right after the break, we're talking about a lot more than slime and shade. We're talking about the VMAs.
Love it. Here at the Blurb, we pay attention to things that most people ignore, which is why we're here to look back at one of the biggest music award events of the year, the VMAs. So I want to start off with Taylor Swift taking a lot of wins home with the top prize of Video of the Year 4 times, and she spent the night fangirling over NSYNC, dancing to other performances and entertaining sets. And how are we feeling about the win?
I just love watching Taylor Swift at music awards because I feel like she gets her bag, she listens to all the performers, and then she goes home. Like, she gets really drunk, she dances, and she leaves with a bunch of awards. And this is her 4th time winning Video of the Year. So
yeah,
that's really exciting.
She's such a slay. And
yeah,
as you were saying, like, just the reaction images of her watching, I'm like, yeah, no, I feel that. Like,
yeah,
that's how I would be too. I was like, thank you for being so normal about that, because you're just like the rest of us.
Yeah, I loved going on X and like seeing her like dancing around and just having a really good time. It seemed like she was really enjoying herself.
And I love when she turns to the people that she's sitting next to and she's like, "Get up!"
Yeah,
like,
right.
Why aren't you singing?
I love
like,
it.
Come
I love
on.
it. It's been really cool. And then we also have Olivia Rodrigo with her stage malfunction. That was a big part of it. So while she was performing her vampire music video, while she was singing the song, lights were breaking and the stage was collapsing. So she had to like kind of improvise and weave around it live, which was did you guys see it live when it was happening?
Yeah,
or?
so her music video, it's her on stage, and a bunch of the lights are breaking on stage in the music video. It's kind of just like showing everything crashing down and falling on her. So she reenacted that in her performance, but a lot of people in the audience at the VMAs thought that it was real. And when she came back on stage to sing her song Get Him Back, everyone was like, oh, like, It was planned. That's so fun. And I thought it was really cool because I was watching it back and it was like, wait, stage malfunction, what? And then I realized that it was just like this big prank that she kind of pulled on everybody.
It looked really like, it looked super real. It was wild.
It did. It looked really real, especially when the stage manager came on and like shuffled her off of the stage. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so bad. Like people are gonna be talking about this, but it was really cool. I thought that was a really interesting and creative idea.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, I love moments like that, especially when you don't like address it before it happens and like everyone is just like, it's live, you're in the moment and you think it's real, and just like that feeling you get, you're like, what is happening? And then realizing that like that's the point afterwards is so fun.
Yeah,
absolutely. And I love that like we're getting a lot. I love the live performances that we've been getting recently. With, like even with Taylor Swift now, all these artists, it's been a really special to like see, especially with, like coming back after COVID, seeing all these like big like live performances and crazy stuff like that.
Yeah,
which is really a good time. I forget. Do you guys remember if Olivia Rodrigo won any awards?
She won Best Editing for her video for Vampire.
It was a really good.
So I thought that was really exciting for her as well because I loved that music video.
Absolutely.
And it was perfect because she reenacted the video during her live performance.
Yeah,
so.
love it.
Yeah.
And another thing that was big was Selena Gomez and like a lot of her reactions throughout this. While she was like looking maybe bored or like there was a lot of emotions coming from her throughout it, and I don't know, you guys saw that a little bit?
Yeah, when I was looking at the coverage of the VMAs, it kept panning over to Selena Gomez, and she kind of had this RBF, and I know like she's known for being anxious in social situations like that, so I couldn't really tell if it was because she was feeling overwhelmed or if she was really just like, I don't care about you guys.
Right.
But it was really interesting to see. But she was really happy. She won Best Collaboration, and she got on stage and was really like thankful and grateful for all of that, which obviously she's going to be because she's great. But I think everything is really funny because people are gonna watch you if you're a celebrity in the audience at an award show like that, and it just seemed like she didn't care.
Yeah,
she was like, you guys can say what you want about me, but because she's always supportive of other artists. So.
Right, with her Instagram post being like, I'm not gonna be a meme anymore.
Yeah.
Like she knew.
Yeah.
And it was funny because like there was like she was kind of speaking for I think a lot of people, like even with like the Chris Brown announcements and stuff like that. There was a lot of reaction, which was really funny to see. So it's been really cool. So
yeah, she's been through so much. So if anyone deserves to be unbothered, it's her.
It's her.
Yeah.
That's so true. You're right about that.
It feels like I'm like 15 again watching the VMAs. So like Selena Gomez and Taylor Swift, and it's just like it's a very refreshing thing to just kind of see everyone having so much fun with it.
Yeah, I agree.
It was a really good time.
Yeah, for sure.
Were there any like other like big wins that you guys were really happy to see?
My big wins, I put in there later, so I can talk about that.
Okay, perfect. Well, Doja Cat also had a really surprising performance.
Yes.
That night, which we always know that Doja Cat is going to go out with a bang, but she performed a polished and high concept set which captured the anxiety of returning to the office. She wore a business sexual outfit while her dancers were doused in red paint, which is very timely with her album right now. The audience looked confused and nervous during her set, but she caught their attention, so she got what she wanted.
Right, I love it.
Yeah.
I love like having crazy sets and like elaborate, like creepy, like demonic things going on. Even like with like Sam Smith, where it's like I like when the audience is like a little scared of what they're seeing, just because it's like it's gonna be a really good album.
And if an artist does something like that, you're gonna get a reaction out of the audience. So it's like it's gonna be successful either way, even if people are gonna be judgmental about it because they're talking about you.
Right, absolutely.
So I feel like Doja Cat always does that well. She's always doing something.
Absolutely, no. She's just like she's so like loud and like everywhere. Like I'll open X and I'll just see like something about Doja Cat and like what she responded to a tweet, and it's just like I love it.
And she's really unapologetic about it too. Which
right.
I really like that because a lot of women, especially in the music industry, feel like they have to apologize for like being bold and wanting to be seen, but
absolutely
she never apologizes.
Yeah, and we're also getting the new like Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallions, like their first televised performance of their like their hit WAP. Did I say that? WAP?
Yeah, WAP. Yeah.
Like the duo was reunited last week with their collaboration of bongos, which was really cool. And you guys listened to that, saw that?
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting because their performance of WAP at the Grammys in 2021 was like, I don't even know. It was out there and like they were in your face, but their performance at the VMAs was a little more toned down, so I thought that was really interesting. A little more TV friendly, I guess, is what I would say.
I liked it.
But,
I'm always behind it. I like crazy stuff like that. So.
And Megan Thee Stallion's outfit was so good. I don't know if you guys saw it, but she was wearing this like mesh black dress. She looked so good. Like she's been in the gym. She looked beautiful.
Love
so
it.
I loved that.
And then Ice Spice also won the Best New Artist at the show last week, and she was super excited to be voted for the People's Princess for her growing success and her popularity this year. And she's been making such a crazy uprising, like even like with like the Dunkin' Donuts drink that's been happening and stuff like that. It's cool to see her getting the recognition that she deserves.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. From like I've like never heard Ice Spice in my life, and now I hear her like for the past like 2+ months. I just hear and see her everywhere, and I'm like, that's so cool. That it's just like she came out of nowhere and now she's everywhere so quickly. I'm like, good for her. I love that for her.
No, she blew up, and it's wild. Like everyone knows her now, so it's cool. And I know there was an artist that you were very excited to see a win for.
Hi. Now that Chris is gone, I bet you thought the K-pop stuff was over. It's not. I'm into K-pop now. So, Stray Kids and Tomorrow by Together, also known as TXT, they were both at the VMAs, and they both won awards. One for the K-pop category and one for the Push Performance of the Year. And they both performed live.
Was it good? I didn't see it.
So good. They always put their everything into every performance they have. Stray Kids performed S-Class, which is from their new like comeback album. And it was so good, and the dancing is insane. And just, I don't think it was that one, or like the way that the stage moves with them, but some people were upset with them for performing a song in Korean. I'm like, they're Korean.
But they're Korean.
Yeah, I was like, what are you expecting?
Yeah.
I was like, come on. And then Tomorrow by Together performed their new single, Back for More, with, I believe it's Anita, I think that's how you pronounce her name. And it's so fun, and I just keep listening to it on repeat. And the way that the stage moves with Bongyu at the beginning, it's so fun to watch. They like never disappoint. They always bring singing, dancing, everything. Very fun.
Absolutely. I haven't listened to TXT in a minute, so I'm sure I'm gonna have to check that out.
Oh yeah, this new one's a good one.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's been like a lot of music coming out over the last couple months and stuff. Is there any artists that you really like are excited to see maybe like kind of progress with their music, and like any albums you're really excited for?
Definitely Renee Rapp. I'm excited to see her success blossom and grow. I feel like she was kind of overlooked at the VMAs this year, but I think she has big things coming. So.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm a theater girl too, so
That's fair.
Renee Rapp is so fun.
Fair. I'm excited for the Doja Cat, but
yeah.
extra, read all about it. The cast and crew of the Blurb talk about the SAG strikes right after the break.
The ongoing strikes in Hollywood have been one of the biggest discussion topics on various forms of media for the past few months. It all started when the Writers Guild of America, the WGA, decided to go on strike earlier this year. Since then, the Screen Actors Guild, SAG AFTRA, has also been on strike. This has impacted not only the film world, but has trickled down into other industries as well, such as the fashion industry. So to provide some context, the film industry is an assortment of unions. There are 3 main unions involved with the strike currently: the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, the AMPTP, the WGA, and SAG AFTRA. The AMPTP consists of bargaining representatives that speak on behalf of major organizations such as Disney and Warner Bros. The WGA and SAG are negotiating with this union for various different reasons. It's been covered on every single news platform. It's taking over everyone's X feeds. So I thought it was really important that the Blurb discuss and provides a little bit more context.
Absolutely.
So for the WGA protest and strike and the SAG strike, there are very similar reasons. One of the biggest ones being little to no pay. This is specifically major when it comes to residuals. As we all know, streaming services are the new norm. I don't watch cable television. I don't know if any of you guys watch cable.
Not anymore. Not as much, but it feels like it with the ads that we're getting on streaming services.
Exactly.
True.
And streaming services are adding those ads because of the lack of residuals that writers and actors are receiving, because there's no commercials on there for them to get residuals.
Yep.
A lot of actors, big name actors even, have been coming out saying how little they've received for major roles they've played on shows. And another big issue for both the writers and the actors is the usage of artificial intelligence, AI. With the writers, producers in bigger studios are wanting to use AI to create a baseline script to just insert random characters, storylines, and to have the AI create not fully fledged script, and to invite a dramatically less amount of writers into the writer's room to just make it better. They don't want writers to actually put in like the humanity it takes to create a story to do so. And then for the actors, it's a bigger issue for extras and background actors because studios are inviting people in to do digital body scans and to recreate their likeness, but only paying them for the day that they're coming in to do that. So it's a mess. So what do you guys think about the usage of AI and all of that with these strikes and how
I
it's...
think it's stupid. I really do. Like, I think that especially with a lot of shows and thinking about shows that have a lot of like emotion attached to it and a lot of movies as well, I genuinely don't think you're gonna get that from AI at all. I think that you need actual people who are willing to write these things and putting their own emotion and and their own, humor into it, because that makes it feel more personal and more real, and that's what people enjoy. They're not gonna wanna sit down and listen to a show that's, okay, here's the start, here's our rising action, here's our falling action.
Exactly.
Here's how we got over it, end of show.
AI can't add special touches, it just follows a formula, like you said.
Exactly. And so I don't think it's a good idea, and it's not a fair idea at all.
Yeah.
And Alex, I really have to say, you saying all this stuff is really important, and I think it's really beneficial for all of us to learn it, so props on you.
Thank you. I was discussing this earlier, but a lot of people, I'm a film student for context, a lot of people don't understand the hard work that goes into making a movie, even a student short film. It is difficult to make a movie that is 6 minutes long, and the amount of work that goes into making like a 2.5 hour like major motion picture is insane. And so with all of these strikes, nothing's been in production. So no one is working in the film industry, with the slight exception for documentaries, because like I said, the film industry works in unions. While the three that I previously mentioned are the ones heavily involved in the strike, there's also IATSE, which I do not remember what it stands for at the time, but it is the crew. So it is your gaffers, it's the people doing the lighting, it's the people working on the set design, it is your PAs, it's all of the crew members working on it. There's also the PGA, which is the producers, and the biggest one that has caused a lot of controversy is the DGA, the Directors Guild. Another big thing to note with the strikes, since nothing is in production, one of the biggest things that harms the actors specifically is that there's a lot of projects coming out, but because of the strikes, actors are unable to promote their work. For example, One Piece just came out on Netflix, and it's incredibly successful, and I believe all of the people in it are like fairly young, are they not?
Yeah.
So these might be actors with their first ever role, completely unable to talk about it on social media because of the strikes. But there is an exception, because I feel like I've seen some people confused recently. If certain studios work within SAG strikes, they can receive a SAG waiver. For example, Sofia Coppola, love her, her film Priscilla just premiered at the Venice Film Festival. So since she's a director in the Directors Guild, she's allowed to do whatever. They're not on strike. But the actor Jacob Elordi and her lead actor, I believe her name is Kaylee, they were able to get a SAG waiver, and they're now able to promote the film, which A24 has completely agreed to all of their demands. So A24 films are in production. We've seen a lot of those. There's one with Anne Hathaway and Nick Galitzine. There's one with Michaela Cole. But so A24 Movies is like the biggest studio that I can sort of think of that is currently having things in production. But what do you think with acting and with background actors having their bodies digitally replicated to be used, only paying them maybe $250 and being able to use that forever?
Here's something really interesting. Tom Cruise, actually, months before the strikes even were were even conceived. He was warning everybody about the use of AI. And how
I mean,
it's not,
I Am Robot.
I
Am Robot, Terminator.
Like, we've all been, they were warning us from the beginning. And Tom Cruise was out there, and he was single-handedly trying to save the film industry.
Yeah. Well, this is interesting. So I recently learned this summer. These negotiations between the different unions and with the AMPTP, these were supposed to happen in 2020, but they got pushed back because of COVID. So the film industry obviously took a very hard hit with COVID. No one was able to work. Productions got delayed. That's why, like, 2021, there wasn't as much. That's why this summer was such a big summer for film, because it seemed like there was a movie coming out every other week because they finally caught up. But since like COVID, we're not living necessarily in a post-COVID society, but now that the restrictions are a lot more relaxed, now the negotiations have started back in when these were supposed to happen 3 years ago. So that's probably why Tom Cruise was giving everyone a heads up. This was always coming. But now it's like, okay.
I didn't know that. That was really interesting.
I didn't know that either until like July.
That's a new fact.
It's a new fact for both of us.
Learning stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I think what was crazy to me in finding out, you know, obviously I'm a big fan of Disney and that corporation, but finding out that for Haunted Mansion, the movie that came out this summer, for their advertising and for their premiere, since because of the strikes, they could not have the actual actors at the premiere.
Oh, yes.
They used cast members from Disney and dressed them up as the characters. That's just not fair to these cast members, because people were attacking these cast members for taking this job when it's their job. Like, if they need to get paid, but yet Disney's not taking the hit for it. They're just kind of like, well, it happens. And also, I will say, as someone who's a fan of Disney, what Disney's doing right now during this strike is absolutely terrible.
Absolutely.
Like, they're taking this in the worst direction I've ever seen. And I've seen Disney take some bad directions. This is one of the worst. This is one of the worst that I've ever seen. And it's embarrassing for them.
A lot of people were saying this to me, and then I finally gave in and watched it. Have you guys watched the newest Black Mirror season? Specifically, the first episode, Joan is awful. Joan is awful.
I have not.
Neither have I.
It explains the whole concept of digitizing someone's body and using it and recreating their likeness to a T. When people were describing it to me, no one that was sort of like a film student or like related to the industry at all were the people like telling me about this, so I kind of took it with a grain of salt. I was like, okay. And I'm also not the biggest Black Mirror fan, so I like can't I just wasn't really into it. But watching it, I was like, this is exactly what people are afraid of.
Yeah, I heard about that, but
it's honestly a really good episode. It is worth the watch for sure.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. But these strikes have been going on for so long, and like I said, since with COVID, movies were getting pushed back. Movies are getting pushed back again because of these strikes, which for some films, such as Oppenheimer, it's a good thing because with the Oscars and everything, there's not as much competition. But for some of the lower budget films, it's just things are getting pushed back.
Absolutely.
And I was wondering if there's any movies that you guys were looking forward to specifically that have been delayed because of these strikes.
A couple for me, actually. There was two of them. There was the third Avatar movie has been confirmed because it was supposed to launch in December of 2024, and then that ended up getting pushed back to 2025. And another one that's ironically about that was going to release around the exact same time, the third Sonic the Hedgehog movie, because everybody was getting hyped up for that because it was the first appearance of Shadow the Hedgehog. But the thing is, they actually started filming that movie without any of the actors. Like they just started filming.
I heard about that.
They started filming scenes, just like of scenes that didn't contain any actors or any characters. So I bet you that Sonic 3, in addition to Avatar, is gonna get delayed to 2025 as well, which in a way is kind of beneficial for Sonic because they were both supposed to release at the exact same time, and I bet you if they both did release at the same time, Avatar would absolutely plummet it in the box office because Avatar compared to Sonic, because both get it. Two movies about blue anthropomorphic creatures releasing at the exact same time. One absolutely pummels the other, but then they're both getting delayed. So in a way, it's kind of good, but in a way, it's also still kind of crap because now you're leaving both of these companies to film their movies without any actors.
And so like we said, one of the biggest sort of downfalls of the strikes for the consumers at least are the release dates. One specifically that I know really hurt my feelings was the film Challengers, created by the same director who made Call Me By Your Name, starring Zendaya, Mike Fast. Starring Zendaya, Mike Fast, and Josh O'Connor from The Crown. Now, this film, like I said, it's a tennis film, was supposed to be released last Friday to coincide with the U.S. Open Championship.
Wow.
Because it's a tennis film, and it's the U.S. Open. But because of the strikes, it was delayed until March.
That's terrible.
Which is crazy.
March or April. But the second film I want to bring up, Dune 2. Also starring Zendaya. Was pushed back until March. And as we know, it's like Dune is a pretty big film. So I feel like that could have still come out without any promo.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's some other stuff coming out this year that aren't delayed, so there's a lot to look forward to for sure. The Hunger Games prequel's coming out.
Absolutely. I'm kind of excited for The Exorcist.
Me too.
The new Exorcist.
Me too.
Interesting. Well, we could talk about the strikes forever, but next up, our cast will be discussing the new social media apps that have come onto the scene.
The world of social media, the world of social media is ever changing. There are, the big three right now are Instagram, Twitter, and X, and TikTok. But there are new ones always on the rise. Will these socials stay relevant or fizzle out like so many have before? So welcome. Hey.
Welcome. Hi.
It's just us today, so I hope that's cool. We are literally gonna talk about the newest social medias.
I'm excited.
I'm excited about this first one.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it first?
Yeah, sure. So this first one is called Lemon8. It's kind of like if Pinterest and Instagram were mashed up and had a baby. Yeah. And the algorithm is kind of hard to identify with creators, which makes it hard to get popular and make money through the app. Fonts and fillers and templates make easy aesthetics in the app. So.
Yes, I want to talk about that for a little bit. So I heard about Lemon8 through TikTok, which was great advertising.
Yeah.
Because they're
Everybody's
similar kind of like aesthetics right now. Lemon8 is very preppy, very aesthetic, very like, you want to make it look super pretty, which is also why it relates to Pinterest. I've been doing a lot of like OOTDs on there and like what I put, like how I make my coffee. It's really simple posts that have been trending lately. But like you said, the algorithm is super specific. So if you're not following someone, you get very different things.
Yeah.
Like I don't think the algorithm's really sorted out yet for how big it has gotten. It's not a huge app yet. I know there's only about, last I knew, about 4 million, which isn't a ton in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if you scroll through like the For You page, it's really for anyone, which is interesting. There's like pros and cons to it. What do you think?
I thought it was really, really kind of cute, actually. I like how it's not like a carbon copy of Instagram.
Yes.
Where it's straight up just like, oh, you post your pictures for everybody to see. It's kind of just like, oh, here's some good study tips. Here's some good way to sleep better at night. Here's a recipe.
Yeah, it is very, like that's why I almost think it is like, it's Pinterest. I want to say it could be doing better than Pinterest. Like
I think that the way it handles certain things on the app, it does do better than Pinterest.
I think if they came out around the same time, I think Lemon8 would have taken over Pinterest.
Yes, absolutely.
Because like there is a personality to creators, but like we said, the algorithm doesn't stick you really with creators. So if you follow someone, it doesn't give you anyone really similar to follow. So I don't know, it's just a really interesting app. I think it's still kind of in the beginning phases.
Definitely.
I'm definitely gonna stick around.
I definitely am too, because I've been trying it out and I really like it.
Yeah, it's adorable. The fonts and like the templates they have to like make your posts look a certain way with text is really cute. And it's so easy to use for someone who's not like into graphic design or anything like that.
Yeah, me either.
It's really, I'm like, wow, I look great here with none of my own work, which I kind of enjoy.
I haven't posted anything yet, but I have been enjoying the things that I see on there.
Yeah.
Because like we said, it is really fun and easy to navigate through. And
it's cute, like you said, it's cute.
Yeah.
It's a cute app. And Lemon8 is such a cute name too.
I know, for sure.
Love. Well, next one we're gonna talk about is Chirp. So Chirp, we kind of are confused with, we're gonna be honest.
I haven't tried Chirp, so let's...
I haven't either, but I've heard of it.
Yes.
It's it reminds me personally of Twitter and the AirDrop feature on Apple iPhones.
It looked like Twitter when I was researching.
Yes, yes, so, or X, whatever, right? So there is a lot of like threads and like you can just post your thoughts, but there is there's a way to send things across servers very easily with a chirp, which sounds like Twitter, but it has a very AirDrop feature where you can just send things without making an account, without like having to have the other person have chirp. I'm pretty sure. Right?
I haven't, like I said, I haven't tried it out, but I would like to, because...
I think it could be really good to send things to my mom.
Yes.
Right? Because like sending TikToks to my mom is very difficult. So I think that could be really easy.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of advantages and disadvantages to that, because while we have all the other social medias where we have an actual account with your name and your face on it, I feel like it could be sort of easy to catfish somebody on there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because they're not fully formed yet. Yeah. Well, new stuff.
Yep.
Well, if you don't get all your celebrity from us on the Blurb, chances are you get it from a little account called PopCrave. Will our cast be able to tell if their tweets are real or fake? Find out next.
Have you ever gone onto X, formerly known as Twitter, and had a tweet pop up about a celebrity? Maybe good or bad? Well, if so, it probably came from PopCrave. But can our cast tell which are real and which are fake? All right, cast, are you ready?
So ready.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
All right, so how we'll do this. We'll go down the line and you all can guess true or false, and then I'll tell you the correct answer, all right?
Okay.
So your first one is Glee star Lea Michele, now labeled C-list celebrity after past controversies. Is this true or false?
And you said you're going down a line?
Yes.
Okay, who are you starting with?
Coleman, go ahead.
I'm going with true.
True? All right. Rocco?
I'm going to say false.
False? All right. Alex?
After recent controversy, I'm gonna say false.
False? All right. Nick?
I'm gonna say false too.
Y'all making me the odd one out.
All right.
Pressure here.
Making me lose
So,
confidence.
the correct answer is false. That is not true. Lea Michele, still an A-list celebrity.
Still in
She's
it.
getting there. Okay. Now, let's see if we can do it with this one. Marilyn Manson sentenced to 20 hours of community service. Is that true or false? And then we'll do the same order again.
Marilyn Manson sentenced to, 20 hours of community service?
Yes.
I want to go for record and say true for that one.
True? All right.
Feels like it's something he'd do. I'm going to say true.
2 trues. Alex?
I'm also thinking true, but 20 hours doesn't seem like it's a lot. Or am I
No, that's
crazy?
real. No, that's real.
But also, he's famous and he's a man, so I'm gonna go with true.
All right.
I'm also gonna say true, just because that's a very Marilyn Manson thing to do. So
Basically.
yeah.
Congratulations, you all got that one correct. That is true. There is more to that story that I did not put on there because it was a very long tweet. But yes, Marilyn Manson was sentenced to 20 hours of community service. What will that community service be? Again, there's a lot to that story, so if you want to know, hit up PopCrave.
I will do that.
Not sponsored, but you'll have that. All right, next one. Selena Gomez looks beautiful in new selfie.
No.
What do we think?
No pressure.
I mean, true just because it would kind of apply in general, but I mean, true.
True?
It's a very PopCrave tweet. I'm going to say true.
True?
True, but if it's wrong, I feel like they just use some crazy vocabulary word.
That's real.
I know this is true because I saw the tweet.
That is true, yes. See, that's the best part
I feel
about
like I also saw the tweet. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I can picture exactly which selfie it was.
I think it was the one with the blanket over her.
Oh,
I think
So it was that one, but there's another one. They do it all the time.
Yeah,
with these
'cause that was a
celebrities.
selfie,
They'll just
though.
Stunning. and
That's
beautiful.
true.
Yeah.
That's very true. There was another celebrity they did.
Yeah, they do it a lot. They'll just post like one sentence, be like, they do it with Madonna a lot. If she posts a selfie, Madonna stuns a new selfie. Yeah. Thanks, PopCrave. All right, Are we ready for the next one?
Yes. This is fun.
Adele's country debut is set to come with new single, Wild Wild West, coming November 17th. I messed up that date. I got it mixed up with the Exorcist date.
Coleman, what do you think?
It's a tricky one.
Just so y'all know, I love Adele, so don't mess this up.
Okay, well, I'm going into this with zero confidence. I'm going to say true, just out of my gut.
That's gonna be a false for me, dog.
False?
I'm saying false. Why would Adele do country?
False?
Absolutely false.
False? All right, it is false. However, there is a layer of truth to this tweet.
Is she dropping
Not
a
the
song
actual
on
tweet
November
itself,
17th?
But the true part of this tweet is that Adele does have a song titled Wild Wild West.
See, I knew about that.
I
knew about that. That's why
The song was on her most recent album. However, it was only on the Target exclusive. So if you had the CD or the vinyl from Target, then you got the song, but nowhere else.
That's
but
why
you have to get the lore.
That's why I was like, what?
So you're not technically wrong, but that is false. All right, we ready for the next one?
Yes.
All right. Actress Angelica Ross reveals Ryan Murphy ghosted her after pitching an all-black lead American Horror Story season. Get it? Ryan Murphy, ghosted.
You're so funny, Hayden.
I'm so clever. All right, true or false?
I'm going with true on this one.
I
True?
will also say true.
True?
It's true.
True?
Absolutely true. It's Ryan
True?
Murphy.
That is true.
Did we all see the
yes.
tweet?
I saw the Twitter thread this morning.
We all saw
Yeah.
the X.
Yeah, so
The X
unfortunately, Ryan Murphy did ghost this actress, Angelica Ross, excuse me. Which, I mean, that's so unfair, because that sounds like it would be a good season, depending on what the season is. The current season now for American Horror Story with Kim Kardashian.
Very interesting.
Word.
Okay.
It's a choice.
It's a choice.
Yeah.
It's a creative
One for the
decision.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. This one might be tricky. Let's see. Sydney Sweeney looks stunning for her 70s disco-themed birthday party.
False.
False.
I feel false.
False.
It's false.
False.
I'm also going to say false.
False. It is false.
was
Anyone
the
know
80s.
why?
I do.
Go ahead.
Because it was 80s prom themed.
It was.
She had really cute photos with like some of her friends, and they even did the traditional like holding like each other's waist like down the stairs.
Okay. I think I did see this then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
It's all
she
coming
ate up
back.
that
That was
party.
a really
that
good
looked
one
so
though.
fun.
That
Yeah,
could
that
have done a
was
song.
It is all coming back to us.
Yeah.
Is it all coming back to me now? I don't think that's from the 80s, but that is a song, so we're gonna go with it.
I don't know.
You're so funny.
All right, like I said, I love Adele, so she's back. Let's see if this one is correct or not. Adele reacts to fans saying she wants to marry her with, quote, "You can't marry me. I'm straight, my love. And my husband's here tonight," end quote. Is that true or false?
I want to say it's true because I almost felt like I was not in the moment when it happened, but I kind of like heard stuff about it, so I want to say it's true. But
All right,
let me get
true.
gaslighted if it isn't.
I'm also gonna say true.
Thank
True?
God.
It's true.
True?
Very true.
True. It is true.
I also saw that one.
I saw it yesterday.
I saw it in the moment of it happening.
I love the video.
Yeah.
She's so
It's
funny.
true.
I love
It's
her.
true. Listen, Adele, she's doing great. All right, so let's do one more quick speed round. Let's see if y'all can get this one. Barbie surpasses Avatar to become the highest grossing film of all time in the domestic box office.
False.
False.
It's false.
Oh.
False.
Rocco, what'd you say?
I said true.
All right, so it is false. It's actually Avengers, and it's actually for the 11th spot.
Yeah.
Avatar's still up there with the highest, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
All right, so with
Barbie's coming
that,
up there.
who's our winner?
Alex and Nick.
Tied. Well,
Hey.
double winner for this one, because unfortunately, this is the end of our show for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in, and be sure to follow us on Instagram at TV2TheBlurb and on TikTok at TheBlurbTV2. We will see you next week for more Celebrity. Have a great night.